Hello, hi, and welcome to Newstime FPL. This is episode 2 of the ISL Weekly. So, we are planning to bring this every week. So, if you haven't watched the episode 1, you can go check it out in our channel. And one more thing we have a personal goal of 100 subscribers by the end of this year, and we are very close to achieving that. Our analytics show that 42% of you guys who watch our videos haven't subscribed to our channel. So if you're one of those guys, please subscribe to our channel. It really helps us a lot, and this is kind of an inspiration for us to move forward with our videos, because this is something we do for fun, and sharing it with you guys is also like we enjoy doing it a lot. So please just subscribe if you like content, share. So without any further ado, let's get into the ISL this week. This week was a little bit controversial with many controversial refereeing decisions and the aftermaths that followed, unpredictable matches and everything. So let's get into it. So basically, I'll be covering the matches from the 5th of December to 11th of December, that is last Friday. And the matches after that, I would be covering it in the further episode. So let's start. The first match was held on the 5th of December. That was between Northeast United and East Bengal. See, so this was a match that had two controversial penalty decisions. According to me, those were clear penalties that were to be awarded to the East Bengal, but somehow they were not allowed. So, and Northeast did manage to bag in two goals. So finally the scores were 2-0. Northeast taking away all the 3 points from the fixture, and obviously Robbie Fowler was not impressed with the kind of refereeing that is being made in the ISL. There were many players that stood out for me in those matches, but one of them would be the Northeast United keeper, Gurmeet Singh. Like, he did manage to save 3 or 4 shots that were on target. He also did cut off 2 or 3 attacks that were incoming before it became more of a threat or something. And one more player that stood out for me would be the right winger of the Northeast United. Like, he's very young, he's 19 years old or something. He has got a lot of pace, dribbling skills, and everything, and he did manage to trouble the opposition. So, if you're looking out for a player who is young and you're trying to watch out for someone, this would be the player. His name is Enmetei. He's from the Northeast, and obviously he's playing for Northeast United. So that is that. According to me, the flop of the match would be the referee based on the two decisions that he made. We had two games on Sunday, that is the 6th of December. The first of them being Odisha FC and Mumbai FC facing each other, and the results were obviously 2-0 to Mumbai City FC. It was clearly evident that Odisha FC were not prepared for the type of attack that Mumbai City was bringing in. They could not manage the PC attacks and everything. So, in my opinion, they got decimated on the field as well. There was this wonderful moment where Murtaza Fall, the centre back of Mumbai City FC, made a very great header goal when the keeper was out of position. But somehow the goal was disallowed again, owing to a poor refereeing decision. So, what could have been a great goal, probably the goal of the season, was disallowed. So, just reiterating, this is one of those bad refereeing decisions. ISL should really look into this. Key players for me in this match would be again Hugo Gomez. He was the center of every attack. He also helped in defense. Like, he orchestrated the attack and defense as well. He is a very influential player on the field. Like, if you see both the goals that Mumbai City FC played hit like this scored, Hugo Gomez had got both the assists for them. One was a clear through ball and the other was from a corner. So just from the two assists, you know what kind of influence he has in the game. A very good shout to the Mumbai City keeper Amrinder Singh as well, because although he wasn't challenged much in the game, of the 2 or 3 shots he faced, he did manage to save both of them. So I guess Amrinder Singh should also be a good shout. But for me, the star player of the match would be Hugo Gomez without any doubt. The flop of the match would be the right back that Odisha FC had. I think he is a very young prospect named Sarangi. He is very pacey, but I don't know. He did not look in his element that day, and he was finding it very difficult to cope up with the attack. Like, players were getting in behind him and everything. So as a result, he also gave away penalty. The clearances that he was making were to the opposition. So the flop of the match would be Sarangi for me this match. So that is that. The next match we had on Sunday was between Kerala Blasters FC and FC. So this was a very disappointing match for me because I personally support Kerala Blasters FC. But and although I was expecting a loss from FC Goa considering the form and everything, I was not expecting this kind of a score. Like it was 3-1, and the one goal that we scored, I wouldn't say that was a clear goal. It was just a fluke. Goa was dominating in every aspect, like position, like counter attacks and everything. Uh, Basically, whatever Kerala had planned for Goa did not work out, and that was very clear in the games that in the game that they played. For me, the key player of the match would be Igor Angulo. Like this is one midfielder you should be watching out for, and he gets in good positions and everything. And if you have seen the match, you should see the first goal that he did, that he scored. Like he chipped it in over the goalkeeper and over the goalkeeper. Like it was very embarrassing for Kerala Blasters fan, but that was a very great goal. And he also scored the last goal. So he did manage to get two goals from that fixture. So key player, the star player of the match would be Igor Angulo. There was a key moment in the match where Albino Gomez just threw away the ball to this guy. Knowing his potential, this should not have been the case. And I know I kept Albino Gomez as a star of the match last week. Although he made blunders, I'm regretting the decision. He made two blunders in this game as well. So I'm changing my mind, and the flop of the match for me would be Albino Gomez. Like I'm not expecting this kind of goalkeeping from the team that I support. So that is that from that match. The score is 3-1 to OFC. I hope Manjapada comes back. Yeah. So the next match held on 7th of December was between Jamshedpur FC and Atletico Kolkata. I was expecting this match to be draw, but somehow Jamshedpur FC uh, did better than Atletico Atletico Kolkata. Not that I can call them Atletico anymore. ATK Mohan Bagan. So they did better. The score was 2-1 with Jamshedpur taking away all the 3 points from the fixture. I was expecting a draw, but then that's how the game was. There was this player that I asked you to watch out for in the last week. It was Valkis from Jamshedpur. Like he's a very great player. He has no weak foot. Basically, he scores from his right leg. He scores from his left leg. And in this particular game, he scored a header goal as well. So this is one particular player that you should be watching out for. Also, a very good shout to Roy Krishna. Although the goal that he scored in this match was from an offside position, but he did manage to trouble the opposition a lot. So these were the two star players of the match for me. But if I had to pick any one of them, it would be obviously Valkis from Jamshedpur. The flop of the match for me would be the ATK defense. Like they were finding it very troublesome, like blocking every attack that they were thrown at. But I guess they would like make it okay in the further matches that we have, particularly Sandesh Jhingan. So if I had to pick any one of them, Sandesh would be the flop of the match for me. Moving ahead, we had a match on the 8th of December that was between Bengaluru and Northeast United. Now, I know this fact for sure. Like, you guys, you like hearing this. Sunil Chetri was absent the entire game. Like, if you watch the match, you would ask if Sunil Chetri was playing in itself, but he was absent. And this is something which is not expected from the captain of the Indian national team. Like Northeast United seemed to have that fighting spirit. Like they did score first, then Bengaluru scored. Bengaluru took the lead, and then Northeast United somehow equalized. So yeah, that game shows that they are here to prove what they are worth. And yeah, the score was 2-2 with both the teams taking away a point from the fixture. There was this particular player, Luis Machado. I'll call him Machado because he really did Machado in the game. He did score two goals. Both the goals from the Northeast United they were from him. And this particular player, like he single-handedly got them a point from the fixture. Otherwise, they were getting nothing. But his individual performances got them a point. So Basically, he would be the key player, star player of the match. And if I had to pick any other player, it would be the Bengaluru keeper, Gurupree Singh Sandhu. Like, I have praised him in the previous matches as well. Um, he has got great reflexes, great reach, every other quality that a quality goalkeeper should possess. So, and he did manage to save two or three shots as well. So, Gurpreet Singh Sandhu would also be a very great shout, according to me. And if you guys are watching out for any players to look out for, then these you should be looking out for these two players from this squad. Flop of the match would be for me it would be Sunil Chetri, obviously, because like I said, this is not something that you expect from the captain of the Indian international team. He has scored a lot of goals and everything, and seeing him struggle in the domestic circuit is like very troubling for me. So yeah, in this particular match, Sonu Chetri would be the flop for me. I am hoping that this will change very soon, and I know he has got the caliber and everything, and he's not past his glory days or everything. He will bounce back pretty soon. Yeah, so the next match we had was on the 9th of December. This was between Mumbai City FC and Chennai FC. So there is this fact for you, like Mumbai in his entire career of ISL hasn't scored, like haven't won four consecutive matches. Like home or away, nothing. Four consecutive matches, they have never won it. And they changed, they made a history, club history. They won the match. The score was 2-1. The score was 2-1 against a very good team of Chennai FC. The key player of the match once again, it has to be Hugo Momas. Like if you see, I'm very impressed by his game and everything. In this game also, he played a great part in both the scores that Mumbai City FC scored. And once again in this game, both the assists were from him. So the key player of the match would be for me would be Hugo Momas. This was an ex-Goa player. I don't know why they sell him, but he is now in Mumbai City FC and wreaking havoc for oppositions. Another good shout would be once again Amrinder Singh, Mumbai City goalkeeper. He's managing to save a lot of shots, and his positioning and everything seems on point for now. Um, Besides that, it was a pretty decent game, and I don't think there were any particular performance from anyone that I would like to call a flop. So for me, I don't think I would name anyone. So no flops for me this match. Moving ahead, we had this match East Bengal and Jamshedpur on Thursday, like this 10th of December. Now this was one match I did not expect the scoreline to be this way because Jamshedpur is a very attacking team, and you know what Valkis is capable of. Sorry, what Valkis is capable of. Now there was this very particular incident in the 27th minute. The referee gave away a red card. It was a second yellow to Eugenson Lingdo, who is an Indian midfielder. If you see the match, that wasn't a yellow card offense or something. The player hadn't even made contact, but he was sent off. So East Bengal were playing 10 man from the very opening minutes of the game. Like we won't call it opening. 25th minutes into the game, like they were down to 10 men. So against a very attacking side of Jamshedpur, they did manage pretty well. They did manage to draw the game. The final score was 1-1. There was no. I don't think anyone scored this. Yeah, it was a draw. No one scored that match. But the type of attack that they were throwing at each other, it was like very promising. But somehow they could not convert. There was this one particular player from Jamshedpur. Like I think his name is Aniket Jadhav. Like he's a very local player. He used to play for Mumbai and everything. Not Mumbai City FC. He used to play for the local Mumbai team. He is a winger. Like he is a left winger. He has got great pace and everything. And looking at the potential in potential wingers that we have, young prospects that we have, I'm feeling very confident because the future of Indian football is in very great hands. Uh, I'm calling out this player's name because I have seen him play. He has got great skill, great vision, and everything. So I think you should be watching out for him as well. Um, apart from this, Subhashish Roy from Bengal, the goalkeeper, he did make a lot of saves. So if I had to name the key players from this match, these were the two. But if I had to select any one of them, it would be Aniket Jadhav from Jamshedpur FC. For me, the flop of the match would be again the referee because he did give out that unnecessary second yellow card, which led to a red. So they were down to 10 men. Apparently, Robbie Fowler has been he was already disappointed with the type of refereeing from the last match, and once again he was down to 10 men. So he did complain to the officials about this, and official investigations are being going on, and obviously questions are being raised over the quality of the refereeing in the ISL franchise. But nothing, no verdicts from the associations yet. So let's wait and watch what that turns out into. So yeah, that was that from the uh, East Bengal game point of view. Yeah, but this was the very first point in the ISL franchise. Like they were losing all of the games, they did take our points. So that's good. They have started scoring points from fixtures. The last match that I would like to speak about is the one that was held on 11th of December. That was between Hyderabad FC and ATK. So this was the match I did not expect the scoreline to be this. Like scoreline was 1-1. I wasn't expecting Hyderabad. Like they are performing very poorly this season. I don't know why, but the score line says otherwise. The score line is 1-1, and Kolkata was like obliterating everything, like the defense and everything. But I don't understand how the score line is still 1-1. But if you have seen the match and if you have seen the goalkeeper that Hyderabad FC have, that is Subrata Paul. He is rightly called as the Indian Spider-Man. He did save 7 shots that were on target, like 7 shots on target. That is some quality stuff that we have. He used to be an Indian international player, but he somehow got sidelined for many years, and he's now playing in the domestic circuit and is still showing that he has got great potential in him. So if I had to pick the star player of the match, probably the star player of the week, it would be Subrata Paul for me, because he single-handedly did the impossible. Like he did get them that point, which was not expected from them against a team like ATK. So that was that. Flop of the match would be Roy Krishna for me, because somehow he looked lost in the game. Like he wasn't. He did get many chances and everything, but he did not find those finishers. So I think he got a little low on confidence in the saves that the opposition goalkeeper was making, but somehow he did not seem to be in his element in that match. So the flop of the match for me would be Roy Krishna. But you know this player, he has got great potential, and next game you will be seeing him in score sheet and everything. So that's not a reason to be worrying about right now. Yeah, I guess that's that. We have covered all the games from this week. Mm, let me check. Yeah. So we did cover all the games from this week. Overall, it was like okay, expect except some of the games which I wasn't expecting the way they turned out to be. Yeah, it was overall a very decent game week. I did make some predictions last week, like for all the games, and I should say like there was only one prediction of me that came true. That was the Mumbai and Chennai match. I did predict a scoreline of 2-1, and that's the only one that came true. So I'm not sure I should be making the next week predictions, but I'll do it anyway. So for we have Odisha and Goa next week. I think it should go for Goa 2-1. Northeast and Chennai, Northeast GZ 2-1. Bengaluru and Kerala, I think it would be 2-1 to Bengaluru. I don't like saying it, but I think it is 2-1 to Bengaluru. Mumbai and Jamshedpur, this would be a draw with both the teams scoring a goal each. Hyderabad and Bengal, this would also be a draw with both the teams scoring a goal each. ATK and Goa, this is a very tough one. I think ATK would get this like 1-0 or something. Odisha and Bengaluru 0-2 to Bengaluru easy. Northeast United and Jamshedpur. This would be a draw with both the teams scoring a goal each. Now let's see how this predictions turn out to be. I am hoping this would be better than the ones that I made last week. So yeah, that was it from the ISL weekly point of view. We'll be back again next week with the updates of the ISL game week, and if any significant happenings happen over the week, we'll surely call it out in our next week. So yeah, till then, take care, bye. And yeah, please just subscribe. I'm reiterating, like, we have a goal of 100 subscribers by the end of this year, and we are very close to it. 42% of you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, so please should. What are you waiting for? So yeah, that's it from the ISL Weekly hashtag 2 point of view. Bye.